Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to What You Know Wednesdays. I will say it one more time. Hello, everybody. I am Miss Rowe, and I'd like to welcome you to What You Know Wednesday. What do you know today? Or what you want to know? So we're going to talk today with the fabulous Shanta Thomas. She is a tax strategist, and we're going to be talking all things tariffs, what we don't know, what we do know, what we need to know, and how they're going to affect small businesses like mine and probably like yours. So I'm excited. I'm very excited about this conversation because there's a lot of changes coming. And I just know that there's questions. And we may not have all of the questions, but we can have a conversation with us right now, with the small businesses right this minute. So what you want to know from Shanta when she gets on the line, let us know what you want to know. But first, let's talk about a couple of things that's happening here at the dance closet. So it is a beautiful day. It looks like it's about to storm out here in Atlanta. So I just saw a news report go by. So I don't know if it's about to storm. I don't want it to storm, but we are on task to have a storm pretty soon, or rain or something, but not as bad as it was a couple of days ago. So that's what's happening in ATL at the closet. Let's see, we have coming up our special for the month of April is Tap Tuesday. So every Tuesday, Tap shoes are 15% off during the month of April. Tap Tuesday, come on in, get your Tap shoes and save on that. We also are going to be doing something very special for Easter. So on April the 19th, day before Easter, come on in and do an Easter egg hunt. So when you hunt for your egg, bring whatever egg you find to the counter at checkout. We'll open it and see what you won. It could be 50% off. It could be something from our grab bag. It could be a discount off of something. It's something good. It's going to be in that Easter egg. But there is one golden egg you're going to need to find that has a big surprise in it. So come in on Saturday, April the 19th. That's the day before Easter. And do your Easter egg hunt. Bring your basket, everything. And let's have an Easter egg hunt. Bring your purchases to the counter. Bring the uncracked egg to the counter. And we will see what you won. Now, you guys know that I am also the co-founder of a nonprofit, Permission to Fly. So we have something very special happening. It's called Sip and Slay. So we're partnering with Tracy Edmonds Hair Salon. This is for anybody 21 and older in person because we will be having some libations in there. 21 and older in person, teens and up if you want to do virtual. But she's going to teach us how to do that face beat in less than 10 minutes. So if you don't know, you need some tips or whatever, come to that. It's going to be amazing. It's in May the 4th. So come check us out. That's going to be exciting. And did you guys see the video I posted? Did you see where someone just walked past our flower bed outside the store and turned around and decided, I think I'll tear all of these out and throw them in the street? Did y'all see that? Like, why? It's like she walked by and she turned around and looked like the flowers said, hey, man, come get me. I'm tired of sitting in here. And she came back, picked them up, and threw them in the street. So we really have to pray for people sometimes because there was no reason for that. I try to keep my store beautiful for the community, and she just walked by at 5 o'clock in the morning and snatched them all out. And I don't know her. It wasn't because of me. I don't know what it was. So without further ado, I'm so happy to have you guys here. We're going to introduce our guest. Her name is Shanta Thomas. Let's see. Are you out here, Shanta? On Wednesday. And I'm tried to invite you. Did you get the invite? Yay! Hey, let's
How are
see.
you?
I am fabulous. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Thank you for
Welcome.
having
Welcome to What You Know Wednesday. We want to know what you know, girl.
me.
So go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience.
Yes. So I am Shanta Thomas. I am a tax strategist. I have been in the tax industry for 20 years now. I started in corporate America working for a Fortune 100 company where I did various jobs, including tax, international tax, state taxes, federal taxes. Also had the opportunity to help with procurement around the world. So we did purchasing of airplanes, real
Mhm.
estate, car fleets, all of those things, all the things that would be impacted by tariffs as well. So this is a very timely conversation. I'm excited to be able to be here. And today, what I do for small businesses is I come and I bring tax resolution, which is helping people resolve large tax debts. And we also help people with tax strategy to help them reduce their tax liabilities. So you don't have to pay as much in taxes.
Mm.
And make sure that we're doing that in a legal manner.
Mm. Oh, I love that. I'm sure somebody out there might have needed to hear that. So, it's always good to know that there's somebody that can help you and you don't have to fight the IRS alone and you don't have to be as fearful as you kind of think that you need to be
Right.
when you're dealing with them. So that's good to know. That's good to know. So when we're talking about tariffs, which is the big thing, I'll say this. The reason that I wanted to have this conversation is because I purchase from manufacturers. So the stuff that comes in here, I purchase as a wholesaler. So I wholesale and I sell retail. So a lot of my stuff comes from overseas. Some of them are in Russia, some of them are in France and Germany, all over the place. And I've already started receiving letters from them saying, we're not going up on our prices, but because of the things that are going on, the prices are going to increase, which is in turn, guess what I have to do? In-
Increase your prices.
Increase my prices. And we already deal with so many people that say, oh, this stuff costs too much, because dance is not a mandatory uh, thing that people have to have. So that's one of the things that can kind of knock us out of the loop also, because after a little while, if it gets too crazy, people are only going to do necessities and not those other things.
Correct.
Um, so my first question for you is, what is a tariff? What does it mean to us or to small businesses?
So a tariff is basically a tax that gets imposed on exports or imports. And usually it's a country that's applying a tariff. So in this case, what we're hearing about is basically the United States is imposing very large tariffs in a manner that hasn't been seen um, in a very long time.
So when you're saying like so for me, in a layman's, is tariff another way for the word tax?
Yes.
That's okay. So it's just there. So Donald Trump or the Republicans or whoever the powers that be are implementing huge taxes on, let's just say, China to send their stuff here. Is that correct?
So yes. So right now, that's what's happening. The United States is putting these large tariffs in place against other countries, and the amount of the tariffs or the percentage of the tariffs differs by country. So, but in response, we are starting to see other countries also impose tariffs. So now you have tariffs on one side or taxes on one side, of which might have been 30%, say for China, I think it was 34%. And now China today said they're responding with an 84%
Tax on
tax of their own,
us?
on their own. So the
Okay.
best way to think about this is they are taxing the actual goods going in, coming out. That's what they're taxing the goods. The way it impacts us as business owners, is the items that you, in your case, that you will be selling. You said a lot of your items come from overseas.
Correct.
That means you you are then going to eat the cost of the tax, because these countries are being taxed in order to send their stuff here. So what do they ultimately do? They're going to then increase their price point. That's why they're telling you, be prepared that even though we're not increasing our prices, the price is going to go up. They're saying it's out of my hands now, right? The price is going to go up. So you, in response, then have to say, okay, either now I am going to eat the price of the tariff, or I have to pass it to the consumer. And so now the consumer is dealing with, am I going to purchase this thing? Do I need to purchase this thing? Or is this something that I could choose to not purchase?
Right.
The
Right.
business owner is saying, if I increase my price points, I'm going to lose customers. Everyone's not going to be able to afford this now.
Right.
Or if I eat the cost of the tax, then it may put me out of business.
Right.
So that's how it's impacting small businesses.
Right. So in a way of not being fearful, in which, and I don't want to operate in fear, I operate faithfully. And I know that with the things that are going on, I have to be responsible for my own economy
Hmm.
and not keep stressing out about what's going on over here.
Hmm.
However, there are things that are going to, like we just said, really impact me. So what are some things you think that could ease people's mind, or business owners? Are there any strategies that can help us maybe start to prepare, or just, I don't know, mindset, or because I think there's so much hoopla, and if you don't know, again, why I'm having a conversation, you might let yourself wander into a black hole of things that you think are
Hmm.
about to happen to you,
Hmm.
and they really may not, or it may not happen to you right away. Or is it something that's about to be boop?
Yeah,
It's
it
on you.
definitely is something that's about to be boop. Like it started. It's already started. So we have seen the market changes, right? A lot of stocks have been going down. The conversations have been happening around tariffs and them going into place, and a few here and a few there, and just more and more are rolling out. And so we're already starting to feel the impact of that. For business owners, if you are trying to really figure out what this means for you, the one thing I can tell you is you want to try to come up with real and true factual data. That's
Hmm.
going to be your best friend.
Data.
Factual data, right? We need real data, not I heard this, not I think this, right? That is going to be the thing that's going to help ease you and calm you. You have to look at your actual numbers. So if the tariff in this case, like I said, if we got a 30% tariff here in the United States, and then in China, they say, well, we're going to give you an 80% tariff now because you gave us a 30% tariff. Now you're eating it on both sides. That's over 100%. Go ahead.
You gotta talk to me like I'm two when it comes to numbers, like for real.
Okay.
So if we're imposing a
Hmm.
80% tariff on China, that means anything that China sends over here, it costs them 80% more. The
So
tax is 80%.
the US, the US originally put a tax in place of about 30% for China.
30%.
Yes.
But, and
It's
then if we send something over there, they've in turn made our tax 100 and,
80%. So they said because you're charging us 30%,
okay,
then we're going to charge you 80. So
okay,
right now what we're seeing
got
are
it.
tariff wars.
Okay,
And the people who get hurt are the business owners,
right,
the consumers. It's all of us. It's going to hurt, I believe, US citizens, US business owners, that China has now responded with the 84% tariff more than it's going to impact
China,
China, because we import more from China.
right,
A lot, even certain things that are made in America, components of it come from overseas. So it impacts everything from the supply chains, things are going to take longer, things are going to be more
Right.
expensive.
Right.
There's going to be so many things that we're trying to import. People may not have the dollars, people may not have the funds. This country runs on small business. We often talk about the big businesses, but it's the small businesses that employ the most people.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is them and the consumers that are going to be most impacted, because they are going to now be getting the tax on both sides. We're taxing them for everything they import, and they're saying, well, we're also taxing you for anything you import, right?
Wow.
And,
Yep.
and we're and but taxes can also, these tariffs can also work where we are taxing you for anything you export. So it can be placed on imports or exports. And the ones that are going to be hurt most are small businesses. But if small businesses take the time to really look at their numbers, look at their data, I would say when you get in situations where you are finding that um, things are tight financially, one of the best things you can do is look at your numbers on a daily basis. Every
Mm-hmm.
day, what expenses are coming in? What income is coming in? What anticipated income is coming in? What anticipated expenses are going to be coming in? The more that you can do that and the closer you can stay to your numbers, the easier it is going to be for you to make decisions. And so
Right.
now you're not dealing with this big, overwhelming fear of what if, I don't know, what if. That is going to help settle some of that, because you're going to have tried and true numbers.
You got to know your
You
numbers. Yep.
got to know your numbers. And it could be a situation where you're like, well, the numbers ain't working, right?
Like not numbering right.
Right. But the